Okay, today's going to be about septic tanks. Here is our septic tank that we did. Now, the hole we did was bigger than what we needed. They only needed it 7 feet wide by 11 feet long by, I want to say it was 7 feet deep. So, but we dug a lot more out to try to make it more easily accessible to everything we needed. This one we had to rent an excavator for because it was just too much, and there was some pretty big rocks down in there. But this right here, this is a HAU tank. Okay, with the HAU tank, it comes if you're getting it empty, but it was for this for 1,200, yeah, 1,200 or. I think it's 1,200 gallon tank. It was $1,200 for this tank. See, now it has 3 chambers in it. Well, this center chamber here, if you would have a fail in your septic system later on, this center section here, you will put a motor, you'll put a black light in there, and it will stir the waste around. Also, it'll generate air down inside of that, which helps with the bacteria to eat all the waste. With the black light, the black light will go in this section here so that it kills off any of the bacteria. So what you would be putting out into your leach field would be almost crystal clear water. The reason I bought this HAU tank was so that if I would have a failure in the future, I want to have the ability to put in the guts of it, if you would. Now, it'll work fine like this for years. A lot of people will never ever have to put any of the bubbles or the bubbler or the machine or the black light or any of that stuff in, and it works fine. But for us, I don't want to take a chance on anything. So it's set up just like that. So I'm going to run power when our house is built. I'm going to run power over here so that I can have the black light, the machine that turns it or churns it, and then the one that puts air into it. All right, so once you're doing that, I had to have the sanitarian come out, and they had to check our soil, and they said that we cannot dig our water lines or the leach field lines down too far because our water table is pretty shallow. So he told us the depth, and we started digging. Now, I still need to fill this in, but I'm just going to walk you guys through it. So went out and bought a bunch of pipe. Started digging our lines. We had to call Miss Utility to come out and inspect, make sure that we didn't have any worries with our gas lines. This right here, that is a big old gas line going through. I have 2 gas lines going through our property. This is just the first. So, but it's a pretty easy. Straight shot from the septic tank all the way down here. Once you get to the septic tank, you can see I still got a bunch of plumbing stuff I need to put away. But I come through my distribution box. Now, for my size house, I only needed 3 of these 100-foot runs, but I decided to go 4. Again, I don't want to have any problems in the future. And there is another one where I could run a 5th one later on. So let me step down in here. So I then went and checked out some of the big box stores for these chambers. Actually, the big box stores, you would think they would be cheaper, but they were not. Some of the mom and pop places around actually gave me better deals on these chambers. The sanitarian came out and said we can fill them in, so you can see they're partially filled in. I just got busy. I need to do the rest of the way. But and you can see where some of the stuff, the piping is kind of floating in the air. So I need to put more rock down or put more dirt underneath before I finish them up. Now, because we're doing this on a hillside on our property, trying to level this thing was my biggest problem. To dig it out, not a big deal. Just follow the lines. But to level it, what I did was, and I recommend this for anybody doing septic, and this is maybe not how you do it. This is what worked for me. It worked really nice. Is I got a laser level that does the 365 degrees. I set my laser level down on the ground here. Now I waited till it was dark out, or just light enough where I can see, and that turned that thing on so then I could clearly see the laser level. And then what I did was, where the laser was hitting against the hillside here, I then spray painted with the grass paint everywhere that I needed to dig. And then so it kept everything on the level. Then I'd move it down because I have to have 6 feet apart from the next one. I moved it down, I did the next one. And then this area I'm standing right now is a little steep, so they suggested I go down to the lower end, and I did the same thing. I lowered it, I put my laser light on it, saw where it was, and then just started to paint the areas where I needed to dig, and then I was good. So I had to wait till at night to do this, but it worked for me. It worked. My perk test, it was a pain the first couple times. The first couple spots I did it, it wasn't working well. I did a bunch of holes and another bunch of holes. 3 we're not happy with, and 4 of the 7 were really good. So I was excited, but I'm trying to plan for the future in case I have any problem. I do have a little concern that the ground I have is kind of rocky and clay, so I'm just trying to plan for anything in the future that I might have problems with. So this is it. This is the septic tank. How you do it? You figure out, depending on the amount of bedrooms that you're going to have, and that'll determine the length of your leach field. If you go with these chambers, you do not have to go as far, because they're sit up high off the ground, and they're pretty strong. My little John Deere 3025E tractor drives over top of them and without breaking them all through here. No big deal, no problem. It's almost 3,000 pounds because I got everything weighted. So, but it works. That's my little fly trap I bought. So far, it's not catching as many as advertised. A good old Facebook advertising, make you believe everything's perfect. But hey, these little fly traps over here, these small ones, man. You just put a little packet of yeast in the bottom of them, hang them up, and they fill up fast. So a little yeast and a little bit of water, and they keep on going. But septic tanks, they came and said, I'm good to cover up the rest of this, and that's what I'm going to do. All right, guys, God bless you, and I'll check back with you later. And if you have any septic tank questions, you can ask. I'll try to help you out where I can. By no means I'm an expert. I went to the health department and took my test so I could install my own. And you pay $100. And when I got quoted for my septic system, they quoted me. They came out, 2 different people came out and said $13,000, and I said, whoa, that is way too much. So now my chambers, I got 400 feet of that. I've got all my plumbing here, and I got a bunch of other plumbing, so this is not your results may vary, or prices may vary, but I paid a little over $4,000 for my plumbing supplies. But like I said, I got a bunch more plumbing stuff. I need to run a bunch of water lines, several hundred yards, or actually a couple thousand yards, to an existing well, and I've got some other projects that I paid that much for. So And then my tank here, like I said, it's like $1,200 for a 1,200 gallon tank. And yeah, I'm happy and pleased. All right, guys. God bless you. I'll check back with you later.